Now that I'm ready to embark, I'm going to select my civilization. And of the three available, I'm going to select the least populous because they look like they're having the most goblin trouble and would want to, and they're starting to spread out. So embarking here makes sense so that they can, recover. And I'm going to use my base start, which typically I remove everything I don't need, and of course I cheese the milk. And uh, right, the seeds. Um, so with advanced agriculture, this you can see how many seeds are available. Actually, that's no, it's the advanced economy mod that allows dwarves to trade in above ground crops. So the default profile dumps 5 of every seed in your inventory, and I had to delete every single one of these one at a time because I don't want all of them. Like, yeah. Um, okay, so these are my animals that I usually embark with. And this, because they're available, I'm going to get a war elephant. Or rather, I'm going to get 2 elephants for the price of 1 war elephant and just train them as war elephants. So I'm going to get a breeding pair because they're not going to be available to trade later. Also, I don't think I need all that spider silk, actually. I don't know. Okay, why isn't it removing it? Um, okay. Anyway, I'm going to, get to know my dwarves for a bit to get to know the preferences. That's the nice thing about that economy mod is I can actually select all, foods they like and plant them right away. And that way, they have the kind of booze they want or the food they want. Um, oh yeah, there's also this is the the orchard mod I added that lets you plant seedlings. They're not real trees, and they're like bushes instead, so they don't count towards your chopping count. I'm not actually going to use them as like cheat wood though. I think that I just want to be able to have like a little nice little plantations and like terrace gardens with uh, trees that only grow one Z level. Uh, anyway, I will talk more about that later. So I'm going to get to know my dwarves' preferences and select foods and seeds of things they like. That's going to take me a while because there's a lot. So I'm just going to pause for a moment. And I somehow hit stop recording instead of pause. So now I have to go through all this over again. Okay, then let's introduce the dwarves. We got my carpenter planter. I don't tend to use the carpenter a lot, so I gave him a more useful job that would at least keep him around the fort for when I needed him to do carpentry. My stoneworker is my mason stone carver. I picked mason because it's more difficult to level up, and stone carver, it's nice to have them make nice stuff, right off the bat. Same with my engraver stonecrafter, and they are both my miners. Of course, I'll recruit more miners later. I have my hunter Mark Dwarf, who will also be my fisher dwarf. I've set that labor here. I've made sure my miners aren't going to go running off and plant gathering with everyone else, which is what I'm going to have them do while they're digging in a area. I then have my chief medical dwarf. I've given her all doctor skills because crafting skills can level up easy. And even though she's probably going to get skill rust in doctoring, by the time I build a guild, well, I'm actually going to build a guild as soon as I can so that she can start training up more doctors, and that's going to stop the skill rust as well. And I then have my broker, who they've made expedition leader automatically, I guess, because she has the most social skills. And I have my axe dwarf, who I didn't actually put a ton of points in axe dwarf. I put them in tactician and leader instead, because that's harder to level up. Axe dwarf is super easy. Now, these orders are from DF Hack's Auto Milk and Auto Shear. I'll have a look at those in a moment. But yeah, so I got Militia Commander, and I made the Expedition Leader, Manager, and Bookkeeper, as well as Broker for now, and my Chief Medical Dwarf. So those are all set. Laborers are all set. I've banned everything I don't want cooked. And the Advanced Agriculture mod actually removes seeds from this list entirely. There's a nice script that does that. So you don't even have to worry about them anymore. Which brings me to a DF hack. So you no longer need things like Seed Watch. So in their automation section, I've turned on Suspend Manager. Nest Boxes auto forbids any fertile eggs, which I'll turn off once I'm worried about bird explosions. Cleaned Owner removes ownership from tattered clothing. Auto Shear and Auto Milk takes the micromanaging out of those, which is a pain in the ass. And I did turn on Auto Cheese, though it doesn't seem to fire off very often. And I usually end up putting in manager orders for it instead. But yeah, the one to look out for is don't confuse nest boxes with auto nest box, because auto nest box just assigns pets to their own nest, and it requires you to make individual pastures for every one of them, which I don't like bothering with. The other things I turn on, Dwarf Vet, because the animal caretaker labor doesn't work for healing pets right now. Fast Dwarf, just because this is a video and I want them to go at a more video pace. And I turned on Work Now, which just prods them when they have no job. I usually turn on Population Control, which limits migrations to only 10 dwarves every time. But this time I want my game to go a little faster, so I've set it to, for now, 25 and 50, and I'll increase it after the first couple waves. I'm just going to increase it manually. I'll increase the baby child cat manually later as well, because the dwarves need to rebuild their numbers. And the other thing I set is the landholder population trigger. Because I don't want to deal with the barony right away. I feel like I should have to earn it. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll set it down to 50. Depends on how many dwarves I get, how quickly. I'll adjust that when I think of it. So I also sent them to gather, but I've sent them to do that selectively, because to gather the food and booze that they like to eat and ignore everything else for now, because if I set them to gather all of this stuff, then they wouldn't unload the wagon. And we want them to do that for sure, like right now. So I'm going to unpause here and let them go. Now, my miners are going to go in and up. That way I can have a hatch instead of a door, which building destroyers can't destroy from underneath. One of my elephants is trained already, and I've already hit stone. So usually I turn my first area into a pasture, and that's not going to happen this time. I've actually moved my pasture, so my pasture is here for my grazers, and then the animal training area I set there. Now, I had them dig out, you see I had this set by priority. So this is priority 1, which they are almost finished, just to make sure that they actually dig out a square for me to set a stockpile in, rather than leaving huge lumps of rock that I'm going to have to deal with later. So I'm going to make an everything stockpile, but I'm going to ban stone, gems, bars, and seeds, because I just don't want them to bother hauling that stuff right now. The second area, I'm going to make the seed stockpile. It's probably actually more than I need. But yeah, see, if I'd let them just randomly dig all this out, they would leave that for way too long. Now they actually go back before they start over here. Yeah, I probably only need that big of a seed stockpile. So, yeah, seeds only. And I'm going to set it to 0 barrels. Just double check that. Okay. And we have Jet. I love Jet. Actually, I'm going to reprioritize this corner as number 1. I really want them to dig that corner out so I can plop down my stoneworker shop. Oh, we have coal. And we have iron. Okay, first workshop I'm going to build as a stoneworker. So that I can make rock blocks to build the rest. Okay, I can actually do work orders now because I assigned my manager. I just need 5, I think we'll do. Sandstone. They're starting to bring in pond turtles already. The other elephant is trained. Okay. Now I have enough blocks to start. So I'm going to make the farmer first. Should let me. Okay. So sandstone blocks. I'm going to increase the size of the stockpile. Farmer's top priority because we need to make cheese. Ugh, yeah. That was what I was talking about. And I am going to need to build carpenter. And now with DF hack, I can use less material. The still. And craft Dwarf shop. Okay, so I want to make sure that my carpenter is the only one doing carpentry. And I need some buckets right away. He's right now making blocks. And I want to make sure my stone crafter is doing the nest boxes. Now, how many do I need? Right, I need to cull the geese. I know I need 6, but I might keep an extra goose. I don't know. Okay, so I need a butcher, a tanner, the kitchen to render the fat, and I need to build a fishery as well. I'm also going to need a wood furnace right away. And as soon as I have some buckets, I can make the ashery. So let's make these 2 top priority. Okay, look at the geese. Agile. Recovers quickly. Agile and high stamina. So I don't need one that's merely agile. Resist sickness. It's 4, 5. Tough and resist sickness. So number 4 can go. Just better double check. Resist sickness. Okay, yeah. And recovers slowly. So 3 to butcher, and I'm going to keep 3. So 7 nest boxes. This is neither good. He's neither good nor bad. This goose sucks. And this one is like, I only need 1 male, and the ones with neither good nor bad tend to, they'd be wild cards. I mean, it might be. I mean, they supposedly have like some form of genetics. I don't have no idea how it works though. So we'll make some ash, and oh boy, does this ever. Yeah, that wood burning mod adds a lot of stuff. Okay, so if I got some buckets now, or barrels, I can now brew some rye beer and some whipped wine. Okay. I'm just going to let them do their jobs for a bit. Oh, but I also, yeah, I'll build that ashery. It's right there. All right, nest boxes. Okay, and no need to haul them. Oh, they made them out of jet. Damn it! I didn't want them using the jet for that. What a waste. And yeah, I just forgot to specify the stone. Well, there'll be more jet, I suppose. It's whatever. Okay. Nest boxes, and I want to hit keep building after placement. Okay, so. And I should build a pasture. And bring all the non-grazers in. They all look the same when they're plopped down anyway. Okay, I also want to get the farm plots down right away. Good enough. Alright, I also want to, let's see, make sure my stone crafter, no, not stone crafter, make sure my stone carver is the only one using the shop right now anyway, because I want to make a hatch cover and a chair for the manager's office. That's not a chair. There we go. Okay. Also make some... Actually, no, I'm gonna wait. I mean, that's the thing about having the carpenter be the farmer, is that, okay, start making potash. So we need barley. And capers. Cranberry vines. Onions. And watermelon. I think this is alphabetical. Okay. Go seasonal. Okay. Just leave that for now then. No, there's a lot of stuff to get on there. So I'm just going to use auto dump for the logs here. That's Control H. And that looks like all of them. Oh, masterpiece. Oh, masterpiece hatch cover. Nice. Oh, it's good stuff. That. Now that should help increase mood a little bit. Let's see what else. I'm just gonna make temporary little dormitory there and an office. And stick the chair right there. Is it still in there? Okay. Designate the office for my expedition leader. Now I am just going to let them do their jobs for a bit. They give them too much to do, and they're not going to haul this food out of the workshops, and they'll just let it rot. But it's now mid-spring, so I'm going to save. So, fortress name, Riddlebulb. Okay. Stop. Get things done faster that way. And get the food barrel so those flies go away. Okay. Farmer is done. Now I can make some beds. There we go. I made a masterpiece bed. Okay, we're done with beds. Okay, and I'm going to designate a dormitory. And now I'm going to focus on one of the economic crops. I think I'll do sliver barbs. That advanced agriculture mod removes the alignment from those plants, that and the sunberry. Okay, so now the strawberries are popping. I'm going to have them gather those right away because they are really seasonal. With this mod, they disappear after their season. We got some new whipvine showing up. Okay. I'm going to check to make sure they've hauled all the meat out and we're good. So I can send them running off for strawberries, but I'm also going to build a smelter and metalsmith, as well as a leather workshop. And I'm going to do another craft shop specifically for the bone crafting, because I'd like to get my hunter armed. And I think I want to move these out of the way. I don't know if they're preventing seeds from being put away. I'm just going to move it there. It's a bit cheaty, but I don't care. I didn't pick anything else up, did I? No. Okay. Okay, I need charcoal. And a quiver. I don't care who makes that. But my hunter can make his own bolts. Now I'll just make all that coke. And smelt all that hematite. Okay, and now I'll get my militia commander to do the weaponsmithing. So I want a crossbow, and then just make a lot of picks. At 5. So it's now been exactly a month, and the fort may not be pretty, but it's now completely established. So, is there anything else I need? I could build a loom now. And a clothier so I can make some rope. And we do the soap workshop next. And last of all, I am going to need a mechanic. Okay. And these, of course, are just temporary. I just plopped them down, like, get it done. So I think this is a good place to stop. And I'm going to plan out next my dining hall. So what I'm going to do actually right now is I'm going to have them mine all of this out. So I'm going to set it to switch from blueprint mode. And I'll send them all the way down to, let's see, -5. I've only done as far as -25. I don't know what they're going to hit, but -5 is good for now. And so what I've done here is I designated this is where I'm going to put the trade depot after a long trapped and maybe some siege weapons at the end of this corridor to protect it. And I usually do the tavern a level up, but I'm going to see what kind of stone is there first. You see I'm going to have to carve away this and probably pave it. We got more strawberries there. So if the caravan comes from that direction, it will be able to make it to the depot. If it comes to the other, I don't know, what other direction do we got here? I think, yes, it comes from this direction somewhere. Well, that'll be a challenge. So I'm just going to designate some more strawberries to be picked while my miners are doing that. So again, I'm going to make sure they are mining instead of gathering.